Angels say, someone is regretting their choices and wants to make things right. There's a weight you've been carrying that nobody else can see. It's not visible in your bank account, your calendar, or the messages on your phone. It's that quiet ache in your chest when you wake up at 3 in the morning, the one that whispers that you took a wrong turn somewhere and now the road behind you is filled with broken things you wish you could fix. But here's what the angels want you to know right now. That regret you're feeling isn't a punishment. It's actually an invitation. It's the universe. It's God knocking on your door and saying, I haven't given up on you yet, and neither should you. In the next 30 minutes, we're going to walk through something that's going to fundamentally shift how you see your past mistakes. And you're going to discover that redemption isn't just a religious concept. It's available to you right now, today, in this exact moment, regardless of what you've done or how far off course you believe you've gone. Welcome back to God's Message Today channel, where we bring you divine wisdom that meets you exactly where you are. I'm your host, and today we're talking about something that touches almost every soul who walks this earth. Whether you're watching this because you woke up this morning with a crushing sense of regret, or because someone you love is trapped in that space, this message is meant for you. If you're new here, I want to invite you to subscribe and turn on those notifications so that you never miss another message straight from the heart of heaven. The angels are speaking, and they're speaking specifically into your life, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. Before we go any deeper, I want you to do something for me right now. Whether you're sitting in your car, lying in bed, or taking a quiet moment at work, I want you to comment down below, I receive. Just those 2 words. Type them in the comments right now. This isn't about superstition or magic words. This is about you making a conscious declaration that you're open to change, that you're ready for healing, and that you're willing to let go of the shame that's been attached to your choices. When you write those words, you're announcing to the universe that you're no longer content to live in the prison of your past, and you're stepping into the possibility of something different. Go ahead and do that now. Now let me speak to the heart of what we're diving into today. Regret is perhaps one of the most universally human experiences. It doesn't care about your age, your background, your success, or your failures. Kings have felt it. Saints have felt it. The most generous people you know have felt it. That sinking feeling when you realize you made a choice that hurt someone you love, or that took you away from your dreams, or that cost you something precious that can never be returned. And the enemy, the voice of darkness, wants you to believe that regret is permanent, that it's a life sentence, that who you were in that moment of weakness is who you'll always be. But I'm here to tell you today that the angels are saying something completely different. The Bible tells us in 2 Corinthians 5:17, therefore, if anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come. The old has gone, the new is here. Think about what this is actually saying. It's not saying that your past disappears or that nobody remembers what happened. It's saying that the fundamental nature of who you are can be transformed. You're not permanently marked by your worst moment. Your regret is not your identity. Your mistake is not your destiny. And the angels want you to know that this transformation isn't something you have to earn or work toward for decades. It begins the moment you genuinely decide that you want things to be different. When someone is regretting their choices and truly wants to make things right, they're at one of the most powerful turning points in their spiritual journey. This is the moment where you're completely honest with yourself. You're not making excuses. You're not pretending that what you did was okay or that the people you hurt were somehow deserving of it. You're standing in the raw truth of your choices, and paradoxically, that's where freedom begins. Proverbs 28:13 says, whoever conceals their sins does not prosper, but the one who confesses and renounces them finds mercy. Notice that word, renounces. It doesn't just mean saying sorry. It means deciding that you're actively turning away from that pattern, that you're choosing differently going forward. Here's something the angels want you to understand about regret. When it's real, when it's deep, when it's the kind of regret that keeps you up at night and makes you check your phone 100 times hoping for reconciliation, that regret is actually evidence of growth. It means you have a conscience. It means you care about other people's feelings. It means you have a moral compass, even if you didn't follow it perfectly. A person who feels no regret for their harm is someone lost in a much darker place. But you're here. You're watching this. You're seeking a way forward. That tells me everything I need to know about your soul. The process of making things right doesn't look the same for everyone. Sometimes it means having difficult conversations. Sometimes it means apologizing to someone who might not accept your apology, and you have to find peace in knowing you tried. Sometimes it means changing your behavior so fundamentally that the people around you can see you're not the same person who made that mistake. Sometimes it means forgiving yourself, which is often the hardest part of all. And sometimes, and this is crucial, it means accepting that certain damage can't be undone in the way you might want it to be, but you can still choose to live differently going forward. I want to read something to you from Isaiah 43:18 and 19. Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland. The imagery here is profound. A wilderness, a wasteland. These aren't pleasant places. These are the dark, barren places where you feel lost and abandoned. And God is saying, I see you there. I'm not leaving you there. I'm making a way forward, even through the terrain that looks impossible. Your past mistakes might feel like a wasteland right now, but they don't have to be where you stay. Think about what it takes to genuinely want to make things right. It takes humility. It takes the willingness to be vulnerable with people who might reject you anyway. It takes courage to face the reality of what you've done without shrinking into shame. It takes faith to believe that change is possible when all the evidence in your life seems to suggest you're stuck in a pattern. And it takes love. Love for yourself. Love for the people you've hurt. Love for the possibility of a better way forward. These aren't small things. These are the things that transform lives. Romans 3:23 tells us, "For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God." All of us. Not some of us. Not you and a few other people. All of us. There's something incredibly liberating about recognizing that. You're not uniquely broken. You're not beyond repair. You're simply human, and humans make mistakes. Sometimes small ones. Sometimes catastrophic ones. But the verse doesn't end with condemnation. It continues in verse 24. And all are justified freely by His grace through the redemption that came by Christ Jesus. Grace. Free grace. Not something you earn through suffering or self-punishment. Not something that comes because you've paid your dues. It's available to you right now, in this moment, because of the nature of the God you serve. When someone is ready to make things right, one of the first things that needs to happen is a shift in their internal narrative. You have to stop telling yourself that you're irredeemable. You have to stop believing the story that says this one choice or series of choices defines the whole of who you are. This is where the angels come in with such powerful encouragement. They see past your mistakes. They see your heart. They see the version of you that's been buried under shame and regret, and they're calling you back to that better version of yourself. Psalm 34:18 says, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." Your brokenness doesn't push God away. Your crushed spirit doesn't make you unworthy of His attention and care. It actually draws His compassion toward you. One of the most important things to understand about making things right is that it's not primarily about changing other people's minds about you. It's not about forcing forgiveness or proving your worth to people who have judged you. Making things right is about aligning yourself with the truth, with integrity, and with the God who created you. When you do that, something shifts. You carry yourself differently. You sleep more peacefully. The weight on your chest starts to lift, not because everyone has suddenly forgiven you or forgotten what happened, but because you've stopped judging yourself with the same harshness you've been directed at you. Matthew 6:33 says, "But seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well." When you prioritize getting right with God, when you prioritize alignment with truth and love, the other pieces of your life start to fall into place. I want to speak directly to something that many people face when they're trying to make things right. Shame. Shame is different from guilt. Guilt is feeling bad about something you did. Shame is feeling bad about who you are. Guilt can be productive. It can motivate you to change and to make amends. But shame? Shame is a trap. Shame whispers that you're fundamentally broken, that you're not worth saving, that your past defines your future. And I want you to hear this clearly. Shame does not come from God. God doesn't shame people. He convicts them. He calls them higher. He invites them to better. But shame is the voice of the enemy, and it's designed to keep you stuck, keep you small, and keep you disconnected from the possibility of redemption. Here's what the angels are saying about this. The fact that you're regretting your choices and wanting to make things right is proof that you're already on the path to transformation. You don't have to wait until you're perfect to start making things right. You don't have to have all the answers figured out before you take that first step of humility. You don't have to feel completely healed before you reach out to someone and say, "I was wrong. I hurt you, and I want to make this different." Because the truth is, the healing happens through the process of making things right, not before it. This is important. When you're making things right, you need to do it with genuine intention and without expectation of immediate forgiveness. Luke 6:37 tells us, "Do not judge, and you will not be judged. Do not condemn, and you will not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven." Notice that Jesus is talking about forgiveness as something you extend, not something you demand. When you've wronged someone, you can apologize sincerely and take concrete steps to change, but you cannot force them to forgive you. That's between them and God. Your job is to do what's right regardless of the outcome. That's what real integrity looks like. I want to share something powerful with you about the nature of change. When you genuinely want to make things right, you're not just changing your external behavior. You're shifting something at a cellular level in your being. You're rewiring neural pathways. You're literally becoming a different person. This takes time. It takes intention. It takes grace, both God's grace and your own self-grace. There will be moments when you feel like you're sliding backward. There will be days when the shame tries to creep back in and tell you that you're fooling yourself. But here's where faith comes in. Philippians 3:13 and 14 says, "Brothers and sisters, I do not consider myself yet to have taken hold of it. But one thing I do, forgetting what is behind and straining toward what is ahead, I press on toward the goal to win the prize for which God has called me, heavenward in Christ Jesus." You're straining toward something better. You're not staying stuck in what was. You're actively pressing toward who you're becoming. The angels want you to know that making things right is not a one-time event. It's not like you have this conversation or make this apology, and then everything is resolved, and you never have to think about it again. For most significant regrets, making things right is a journey. It's shown through consistent action over time. It's demonstrated through changed choices. It's proven through your willingness to be different even when nobody's watching, even when nobody would know if you fell back into old patterns. This is the integrity that transforms your soul from the inside out. One thing that holds many people back from making things right is fear. Fear of rejection. Fear of looking foolish. Fear that the other person will throw your apology back in your face. Fear that by bringing up the past, you'll make things worse instead of better. These are legitimate fears. But listen to what the Bible says about fear in 2 Timothy 1-7. "For the Spirit God gave us does not make us timid, but gives us power, love, and a sound mind." The Spirit of God in you is not a spirit of fear. It's a spirit of power, the power to change, to speak truth, to face difficult things. It's a spirit of love. Love for yourself, love for others, love for the possibility of redemption. And it's a sound mind. Clarity about what's right, discernment about how to move forward, wisdom about when and how to make things right. I want to address something else that the angels are highlighting. Sometimes, when you're trying to make things right, you discover that the person you hurt isn't ready to hear your apology. Maybe they're still too hurt. Maybe they've moved on and don't want to revisit the past. Maybe they're afraid that if they accept your apology, it means they have to process their own emotions about what happened. In these situations, you still have power. You can still change. You can still transform. And your transformation becomes your gift to them, even if they never acknowledge it. You become a different version of yourself, and that different version of yourself is your way of honoring the hurt you caused. This is where something really beautiful happens in the journey of making things right. You start to realize that it's not really about them anymore. Or rather, it is about them, but it's also about you. It's about you becoming someone who makes different choices. It's about you becoming someone who treats people with more care, more awareness, more consideration. It's about you becoming someone who, when they mess up, and they will because you're human, knows how to handle it with grace and integrity. You're not just fixing a specific wrong. You're fundamentally upgrading who you are as a person. Proverbs 13:12 says, "Hope deferred makes the heart sick, but a longing fulfilled is a tree of life." If you've been carrying regret, you know what a sick heart feels like. You know what it's like when hope has been deferred, when you've been trapped in the belief that things can't change. But what if, starting right now, you allowed yourself to long for something different? What if you allowed yourself to believe that you could make things right? What if you took the first step toward restoration, even though you don't know how it will end? That longing, that hope, that tree of life starts growing in you the moment you decide that you're ready to change. Here's what I know about people who are regretting their choices and wanting to make things right. They're the bravest people in the room. It's easy to stay stuck. It's easy to defend yourself and make excuses and convince yourself that what you did wasn't really that bad. It's hard to face what you've done. It's hard to take responsibility. It's hard to be vulnerable enough to say you were wrong. And yet, here you are, watching this, considering this, maybe already taking first steps. That takes courage. That takes spiritual maturity. That takes the kind of connection with your higher self and with God that many people never access. The angels are sending you a message today, and that message is this: you are not your worst moment. You are not defined by the choices you made when you were operating from fear or pain or ignorance or anger. You are defined by what you do right now in this moment and what you choose to do going forward. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope." Those plans weren't canceled when you made your mistake. Those plans didn't disappear when you went off track. They're still there, waiting for you, calling you forward into who you were always meant to be. Making things right is an act of faith. It's faith that people can change. It's faith that the past doesn't have to determine the future. It's faith that God's grace is real and available and not running out. It's faith that your humility and willingness to be vulnerable will be met with something other than cruelty, even if people have every right to be cruel. And most importantly, it's faith in yourself. Faith that you're capable of being different. Faith that you're worth saving. Faith that the regret you're feeling is actually the voice of your soul, calling you higher. I want to end this part of our message by reminding you of something essential. Colossians 3:13 tells us, "Bear with each other and forgive one another if any of you has a grievance against someone. Forgive, as the Lord forgave you." Just as God has forgiven you, fully, freely, without requiring you to punish yourself or prove your worth, you're invited to extend that same forgiveness to yourself. You're invited to bear with yourself even as you're changing. You're invited to be patient with yourself as you're learning what it means to live differently. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be willing. And from what I can see, you already are. Now, I want to ask you something. Have you felt the shift that's happening in your heart as we've been talking? Have you started to imagine what it might look like to make things right? I want you to take a moment and visualize that for yourself, not in a way that's overwhelming or paralyzing, but in a way that's empowering. See yourself having those difficult conversations. See yourself making those changes. See yourself being someone different, someone you're proud of. See yourself at peace, not because everything is magically resolved, but because you've done the hard work of aligning yourself with truth and integrity. Before we wrap up, I want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for your openness. Thank you for your willingness to face something hard and seek a way forward. If this message has touched you, if it's resonated with something deep in your soul, please give this video a like. Let others know that this content matters to you. And more importantly, in the comments section below, I want you to write one more faith-based declaration. Write blessed and ready. Tell the universe that you're ready for this transformation. Tell God that you're stepping into the possibility of redemption. Make it real by saying it out loud or writing it down. This is how you anchor the shift that's happening in you. I want to encourage you one more time to subscribe to God's Message Today channel. Hit that notification bell so that you get updated every single time we post another video. These messages are coming specifically for you, at exactly the moment you need them. Don't miss them. And if you love what we do here, if this message has made a difference in your life, I want to ask you to support our cause. Give a super thanks. Make a donation. Help us reach more people with these divine messages. You're not just supporting a channel, you're supporting a mission to bring healing and hope to people who need it most. Here's the truth we're leaving you with today. Regret, when it leads to genuine desire for change, is actually a gift. It's the universe's way of showing you that you care, that you're capable of better, that your story isn't over. The angels are saying that right now, today, you have the power to make things right. Not in some distant future when you're perfect or when you have all the right circumstances. Right now, in this moment. The first step might be small. It might be a prayer. It might be reaching out to someone. It might be making a commitment to yourself to be different. But take that step. Don't wait any longer. As we close, remember this. You are loved beyond measure. You are seen by God and the angels who surround you. Your regret doesn't make you unworthy. Your mistakes don't make you unforgiven. And your willingness to make things right makes you one of the most beautiful souls walking this earth. So go forward from this moment with courage. Go forward knowing that redemption isn't just a possibility. It's your birthright. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this message. Come back for more. And know that the divine is always with you, always rooting for you, always inviting you towards something higher and better and more beautiful than you've ever imagined for yourself. God's Message, Today channel, where heaven speaks directly to your heart. But I want to go deeper with you for just a moment longer, because there's something that happens after you make the decision to make things right. There's a phase that nobody really talks about, and it's crucial to understand. After the initial resolve, after you've decided that you want to change, after you've maybe even reached out to someone or started the process of making amends, there's often a waiting period. And this waiting period can be excruciating. You're waiting to see if the other person will respond. You're waiting to see if your changed behavior will actually be noticed. You're waiting to see if things will get better, or if they'll stay difficult, or if they'll somehow get worse before they get better. And during this waiting, the enemy, the voice of doubt and despair, will whisper to you that nothing's changed, that you're fooling yourself, that you might as well go back to how things were, because at least that was familiar. This is where your faith has to become active, not passive. This is where you have to lean into what God has promised you, not what your circumstances are currently showing you. 1 Peter 1:7 says, "These have come so that the proven genuineness of your faith, of greater worth than gold, which perishes even though refined by fire, may result in praise, glory, and honor when Jesus Christ is revealed." Notice what that's saying. Your faith is being tested, refined, proven, and that's not a punishment. That's actually the process of making your faith stronger, more real, more valuable than gold. The waiting period isn't a sign that you're doing it wrong. It's a sign that your faith is being deepened. During this time, I want you to guard your heart against something specific. Guard against the tendency to go backward. It's so tempting when things are hard or uncertain to slip back into old patterns, old behaviors, old ways of thinking. You might find yourself justifying it by saying, "Well, nobody noticed I changed anyway, so what's the point?" Or, "The other person still seems angry with me, so why should I keep trying?" These are lies. The point isn't about whether anyone notices. The point is about who you're becoming. The point is about the integrity of your own soul. The point is about honoring the commitment you've made to yourself and to God. Ephesians 6:10 reminds us, "Finally, be strong in the Lord and in His mighty power." You're not strong on your own. You're not relying on your willpower or your determination. Though those matter, you're tapping into something infinitely bigger and more powerful than yourself. I want to speak to anyone who's watching this and thinking, "But what if I've already tried to make things right and it didn't work? What if I reached out and got rejected? What if I apologized and the person threw it back in my face? What if I've been working on changing for months or years and nobody seems to care?" First, I want you to know that your effort still matters. Your change still matters. Your integrity still matters, regardless of how it's received. But second, I want to offer you a perspective shift. Sometimes when we reach out to the wrong person at the wrong time in the wrong way, it's not because we're doing something wrong. It's because God is inviting us to shift our approach. Maybe the conversation needs to happen differently. Maybe it needs to happen with a mediator or a counselor. Maybe it needs to happen in writing first, rather than face-to-face. Maybe it needs to happen after more time has passed for the other person to process their own emotions. Proverbs 15:22 says, "Plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisors they succeed." If you've tried to make things right and it hasn't gone the way you hoped, it might be time to seek counsel. Talk to a trusted spiritual advisor, a counselor, a mentor, someone who can help you see the situation from a different angle. Sometimes we're so close to our own pain that we can't see the best path forward, and there's no shame in that. There's wisdom in recognizing when we need help, when we need guidance, when we need someone else's perspective to light the way. Here's something else the angels want you to understand about this journey. Making things right isn't always linear. You don't just decide you want to make things right, do it, and then you're done. For many deep harms, for many complex relationships, making things right is a practice. It's something you keep choosing over and over again. You keep showing up as a different version of yourself. You keep making choices that prove your commitment to change. You keep choosing integrity even when it's hard, even when nobody's watching, even when you're tired and discouraged. And over time, something shifts. Not always immediately, but gradually. People start to see that you've really changed. Trust starts to rebuild. The relationship starts to transform, or at least starts to heal in whatever way is possible. James 1:2-4 says, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything." I know that sounds counterintuitive. Pure joy when you're facing trials? When you're trying to make things right and it's difficult? But think about what's really being said here. The trial isn't punishment. The trial is the forge where you're becoming who you're meant to be. The difficulty isn't evidence that you're on the wrong path. It's evidence that you're on the path of real transformation, real growth, real maturity. And please, subscribe to God's Message Today channel and turn on those notifications. We're posting messages like this regularly. Messages that are designed to meet you exactly where you are, to remind you of your worth, to call you toward your highest self. If you're able to support our mission with a super thanks or a donation, know that you're helping us spread divine messages to people who are suffering, who are lost, who need to know that redemption is possible. Your support means everything.